Hello, Beech Grove. This is Pastor Mike, and today is Wednesday, probably around 4:30 in the afternoon. And on Sunday, I sent out a questionnaire to everybody in the church, just kind of soliciting some opinions and thoughts. The question was this: what is the one thing you believe will change in America about church or concerning the future of the church because of this pandemic? I received 11 responses. A lot of them are very similar. Most of them I will agree with. Of course, I have my own opinions just like anybody else. But I'm going to break it down into just 4 real quick responses. The first, attendance. People seem to be concerned about attendance. Will it go up or will it go down? Have people on both sides of that. Here's what I think. I think it's going to be up. Attendance will be up at first. Now, here's why I say that. It's the Christmas toy syndrome. You get a new toy at Christmas. You play with it for the first couple days, maybe a week or two, and then it goes into the closet and it doesn't come back out again. I think there are going to be a lot of people who are going to jump on the religion bandwagon, at least for a while, until church gets boring, and then they will just not come back. So I think because of that, attendance will go up. On the other hand, I believe there will be some people who will not attend. Some regular church members, some really good, solid church members, will not attend, at least at first, because they will be afraid of being contagious or contracting the coronavirus. And I understand that. But I believe most of those regulars, those solid Christians, they will eventually come back. So attendance, will it go up? I think it will at first because a lot of people jumping on the religion bandwagon. But then it will go down, which leads me to my second point, the strength of the church. I believe once all the dust has settled and some of these bandwagon church people jump off the bandwagon, I believe what you will have left and remaining in churches is going to be very sound Christians seeking the truth. And I hope that is the case. So I believe maybe it's a way for God to be pruning his church at this time. And that leads me to point number 3. A lot of people talked about a video church, the new way of doing church, because over the past about 8 weeks, a lot of churches have been putting services online for their congregation, as we have, as I have been doing. A lot of people are going to get used to that. A lot of people like that. They like that because they don't have to get up and get dressed and go to a church and then come back, and there goes a couple hours of their day when they can stay right in the comforts of their home and watch church. And that's why, another reason why I believe in the long run attendance will decrease, because a lot of these people will be staying at home and watching church from home. But I also predict this, and I'm not a prophet, but I say this: those same people who start watching the videos at home, watch church at home, they're going to drop out too. They will. It will get to a point where that's not going to be a fun thing anymore either. So attendance will drop out. Many churches are going to continue video church, which I think is a good thing. You need to let that be an option. There's always going to be valid cases. People sick, there's going to be shut-ins, people on vacation who want to see their church service, watch the message from their pastor, and these are always good avenues for that. But it's the exception. It's not the rule. So that's that point. Let's get to the next one here. It has been said that it will be probably soon when we can reconvene back at church again, and that's a good thing. Here's one thing we're going to do. We are going to obey the government. We are going to obey the government guidelines and what they say we are allowed to do and not allowed to do. It's very difficult for a person in my position to get up and preach Romans 13 verses 1 through 7, which tells us as Christians to obey your government, and then tell the people in the congregation we don't have to. That's not going to happen. I'll be honest with you. Do I like the rules and regulations? No, I don't. It comes down to what I call the Home Depot syndrome. Why is it that 300 people can cram into a Home Depot, but I can't have 20 people in a large church and hold a church service? I don't know the answer to that, but I'll tell you this. Neither am I concerned about that. We obey the government. If the government tells us that within a certain seating arrangement or a certain square footage, we are allowed to have X amount of percentage of people, that is what we will do. We will obey. Again, do I like it? No, and I bet you don't either. But our fight is not against the government. What we are going to do is we're going to assemble as a body of believers and worship God. Our focus needs to be on the lives and souls of people who need to hear the gospel message. And for those of us who are on board with Jesus Christ, to edify us as a body of believers and get us building each other up and encouraging each other within that body of Christ. That leads to the final point that I have here. Again, I was going to read everybody's response, and I'll be honest with you, I've already made 2 videos with everybody's response, but those videos were way too long. So let me end with this. When we get the green light, where Beech Grove Church can open up again, we will abide by the government guidelines, and here's what we will also do. We will make sure that the church is clean, is sanitized. We will have masks. We will have hand sanitizer. We will have all that available for you when you come into the church, because I know there's going to be some people that won't feel comfortable about coming in. We will have guidelines sent out. I will send out guidelines to everybody as soon as I can, once we know what our restrictions are, to tell everyone, here's what we're going to do, here's what we need to do, here's what we have to do, here's what is optional. Just because we have been given a green light to come back to church does not mean that you have to come back to church. We want everyone to come back to church, but do you? That's your choice. That's your choice. I will be there, and I'm sure a lot of others will be there too. But if you don't feel comfortable coming back, do not come back until you do feel comfortable. We all understand, and nobody is going to judge anybody else if they do or they don't, or if they're wearing gloves or not, or if they're wearing a mask or not. We're all going to be coming back or not coming back and feeling good about whatever decisions we made. I've met with some people last night and in phone conversations over the last week with some individuals. The church will be as safe, and we will make it as safe as we can make it, because it is up to me, it is my responsibility for 2 things. 1, the spiritual welfare of the souls of everyone that enters that sanctuary, and 2, the physical safety of everyone that enters that sanctuary. And I want to make sure that everybody is safe. So guidelines are going to be put into place. We will social distance if that's what we are told to do, and we will make it right for everyone that comes back. So I want to thank everyone for their response. Again, it seemed like the biggest concern was those 2 things: attendance and will church go to videoing? And I believe I answered both of those. So Beech Grove Church, I'll leave you with this. I love you, and boy, do I miss you. This coming Sunday, I have already videotaped the message, and I have filmed it over at Beech Grove Church. So it's me doing a new message presented to the people. I was in the church, nobody was there, so I preached this message to an empty church, but I'll preach it again to you on Sunday. Just kind of one of those steps in getting back to church again. So remember that I love you, and remember this: the truth isn't always easy, but it does matter, and it will set you free. You have a great evening, a great day, and a great rest of the week, and I'll be seeing you on Sunday morning. God bless.